Picture this: a misty August night in 1963. A Royal Mail train is hurtling through the English countryside, carrying millions of pounds in used banknotes. But tonight, this train won't reach its destination. Instead, it's about to become the centerpiece of the most audacious heist in British history, the Great Train Robbery. The plan was the brainchild of a small-time crook named Bruce Reynolds. He assembled a dream team of London's underworld, a gang of 16 men, including specialists like Ronnie Biggs and Buster Edwards. Their target was the Glasgow to London mail train, specifically the high-value package coach, which they knew would be carrying a fortune after a long bank holiday weekend. The planning was meticulous. They spent months casing the route, studying train schedules, and even getting inside information from a mysterious contact known only as the Ulsterman. They found the perfect spot: a remote railway bridge near Cheddington, Buckinghamshire. Far from prying eyes, their plan was simple but brilliant. Tamper with the railway signals to force the train to a halt. On the night of August 8th, the plan swung into action. The gang covered the green signal light and used a battery-powered device to illuminate the red light, stopping the train dead in its tracks. The fireman, David Whitby, got out to investigate and was immediately jumped by the gang. The train driver, Jack Mills, put up a fight but was brutally coshed with an iron bar, a violent act that would haunt him for the rest of his life. With the crew subdued, the gang's next problem was moving the train to Bordigo Bridge, where their getaway vehicles were waiting. But there was a snag. None of them knew how to operate the complex diesel-electric locomotive. In a moment of panic, they forced the injured Jack Mills to move the train the short distance needed. Once at the bridge, the real work began. They formed a human chain, frantically passing 120 mailbags, weighing over 2.5 tons, from the train down the embankment to their waiting Land Rover and an old army truck. Inside those bags was £2.6 million, the equivalent of over £50 million today. In just under 30 minutes, they were done. The gang vanished into the night, leaving behind a bewildered train crew and the beginning of a legend. Their destination was a secluded farmhouse they had rented just 27 miles away. Leatherslade Farm. This was supposed to be their safe haven, a place to lie low and divide the loot. At Leatherslade Farm, the gang celebrated their incredible success. They played Monopoly with real money and counted their shares. But this is where their meticulous plan began to unravel. Their instructions were clear: stay put for several days, and then burn the farm down to destroy all evidence. But paranoia set in. They heard rumors on the radio that the police were closing in, searching every farm in a 30-mile radius. In a rush to escape, they abandoned the plan to burn the farm, and instead just did a quick wipe-down before fleeing. This was their biggest mistake. When police finally discovered the hideout, it was a forensic goldmine. The gang had left behind a trove of evidence. Fingerprints were everywhere: on the Monopoly board, on a ketchup bottle, on teacups. The police now had the crucial evidence they needed to identify the robbers. A massive manhunt was launched, and one by one, the gang members were tracked down and arrested. The trials were a media sensation, and most of the gang received hefty sentences of up to 30 years in prison. The Great Train Robbery became more than just a crime. It became a part of British folklore. It was a daring, almost cinematic heist that captured the public's imagination. But it came at a great cost. The violence against the train driver, the long prison sentences, and the lives of the robbers themselves, many of whom became fugitives, like the infamous Ronnie Biggs, paint a much darker picture. It remains a fascinating story of ambition, audacity, and ultimately, a flawed plan that led to the downfall of Britain's most notorious gang. What do you think? Was it a stroke of criminal genius or just a lucky break? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more incredible stories.